So tomorrow I'm recording drums from my studio for a producer that's coming over. So there's a couple of things that I do before the session to just be prepared. Now in this video I'm going to take you from start to finish, like all the way from getting ready to record to delivering the final product to the client. And I'm going to break it up into 4 separate parts. The first part is going to be getting like Pro Tools set and getting everything like just ready to hit record as soon as he gets here. So this producer sent me separate stems for the song. So what I'm doing is I'm downloading them from Google Drive, which is what he sent them on. And once those are downloaded, I'm gonna drop them into Pro Tools. While that's downloading, I'm gonna go ahead and set a Pro Tools session up. Okay, so it looks like he sent me 7 separate tracks. So what I'm gonna do, I have 1 demo track in my template, and I'm just gonna duplicate that so that I have all the available tracks that he sent me. A lot of this isn't that difficult. It's just like workflow things that I do that help me. I put all the stems in. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab my in-ears, put them on, and I'm going to make sure, one, that everything is okay in the session, like the click track is lined up and like everything's gridded properly before we record. And 2, I'm going to actually add markers and locators, like where the chorus is, the verse, you know, the structure of the song in the actual Pro Tools session. That way we can just bounce around if like we want to like retrack chorus 2 or something like that. I'm not having to like spend time listening through and finding it. It's just labeled nicely. Alright, so I kind of charted the song. It honestly just depends on the song. I just wrote down key points that I needed to remember. Now I'm going to check microphones and tuning on the drums, and then I should be ready for when the producer gets here. I have like 10 minutes. Should be enough time. Alright, first I like to start with the kick drum. And I have an inner kick and an outer kick, and basically the inner kick I just make sure that it's sitting flat on the pillow that I've placed in there, like in the middle of the drum. And for the outer kick, I make sure that this blue grill right here is lined up with this drum head. And basically what that lets me do is that just, 1, that gives me consistent mic placement for every session that I do to get a consistent kick drum sound, and 2, that gets as much air to the diaphragm as I can, and basically that just gives me the biggest bass drum sound that I can get out of this particular instrument. The next is going to be the top snare mic and the bottom snare mic. And basically what I'm doing for those is I'm just making sure that they're aligned with each other. And also I like to have, this is my snare wire, my snare wires are going this way. I like to have them in line with the snare drum. I find that it makes it sound a little bit better. It gives it like a crispiness that I can't get if the snares aren't lined up with the microphones. After that, I check toms. I like the tom mics facing the halfway point between the middle and the edge of the head. Next are going to be overheads. Now these guys don't really change at all. I just make sure that they're in phase with each other by using a cable, and that's honestly it. Alright, so the producer just left, and now I'm going to quantize the drum tracks just to make sure that everything's lined up correctly, and just to clean up any flubs that may have happened timing wise. Then I'm going to consolidate everything and then export the tracks and send them off. Alright, I just finished editing all the tracks. Now what I did was I consolidated them. So basically what that means is I chopped everything up to like line things up or like move hits around if they were a little off. And now I'm pasting it all back together. And then once I'm done with that, in Pro Tools, I'm going to go ahead and commit the tracks. And basically that means like if I had any processing, which I do have a little bit of processing to take some bad frequencies out, If I have any of that processing on the tracks, then committing it prints that processing to new tracks. And then after that, I just put them in a separate folder and put that folder in Dropbox or wherever I need to send them. And that's basically it. All right, I just sent the tracks to the producer. I used WeTransfer, but I'll use WeTransfer, Dropbox, or Google Drive. It honestly just depends on whoever I'm sending to's like personal preference. That's basically it. That's the whole process from start to end. It's not hard. I just know when I started this, I didn't really know like just example. I didn't know what I should do to like send tracks to people, so I had to like reach out and find out. So making this video, I'm hoping to kind of answer some of those questions. If you have any more questions, feel free to put them down below, and I'll get back to you with the answers, if I have the answers.